All right, welcome back. I am back after a small hiatus. I like to take a trip away from the world on the weekends, which is my only days off. So from time to time during the weekend, I might go a little silent. So bear with me with that. On this video, as you see with the thumbnail and the title, I want to deal with Christi Noem. That's going to be at the center of this live stream. I suspect that she is being sacrificed. Her image, should I say. And she may have even volunteered to have her image sacrificed. It just feels like they're making an example out of her. And they're letting the world know what they think of dog attacks in general. In general. Regardless of who the victims are. So they're trying to not be direct about it. But I feel like this is a message as to what they feel about dog attacks against the helpless. Primarily because they're over 50% of the victims. And the crazy stories that's been that constantly surface. They can't be oblivious to the horror, the complete horror that dogs bring into society. It has to stop being ignored and covered over. Now, I want to play something for y'all to sort of get you warmed up and serve as a base to the things I'm going to deal with in this stream. This is a recent... This recently surfaced. Okay, listen to this. The dog, Biden's dog, that dog that was biting everybody, is accused of biting Secret Service agents 24 times. 24 times. That is ridiculous. And they're questioned. She's questioned about it. Real good question. Please follow the guy asking the questions. I'm going to leave the captions on.
Conservative Transparency Group, Judicial Watch, released Secret Service records on dog bites involving the first dog, Major. One email said that Secret Service agents were bitten every single day for 8 days from March 1st to March 8th, and that a White House visitor was as well. At a March 9th briefing, you only described one biting incident to us and described the dogs as being ferreted, whisked back to Delaware on a pre-planned trip to visit family friends. Obviously, that is not the world's most important story, but it is significant because we expect honest information even for minor stories. So can you explain to us why there was a kind of misleading account presented to us? And if we can't get honest information about minor stories, why should we have faith in the administration's account for larger issues like Afghanistan?
I know you.
Okay. Now understand, I don't view this as a minor issue at all. What are you talking about? When you're talking about dog bites, you're talking about potential deaths, potential rabies, sepsis. Are you out of your mind? This is part of the problem. Stop referring to dog attacks as minor. These are not minor issues. What is wrong with y'all? You're out of your mind. Just plumb out of your mind. Nutty as a fruitcake. And look at her with this smirk on her face the whole time. Because you know she about to say something smart aleck, something real ultra nuttery. You can feel it.
It is significant because we expect honest information even for minor stories. So can you explain to us why there was some kind of misleading account presented to us. And if we can't get honest information about minor stories, why should we have faith in the administration's account for larger issues like Afghanistan?
I know you do keep the dog in the news in the briefing room, so thank you for that. As we've stated previously, Major has had some challenges adjusting to life in the White House. He has been
challenges adjusting to life in the White House. That's how she described this. As if to just spit in your face. Like, I will dare not question a dog. How dare you ask me a question like that? Those are simply challenges adapting to the new environment. Boy, this is heavy stuff. Did y'all hear that? Oh boy, really? Ma'am?
Has had some challenges adjusting to life in the White House. He has been receiving additional training, as well as spending some time in Delaware, where the environment is more...
Additional training. So some other training failed. Wow. And, just confesses that it's already been trained and it didn't work. And these are still just challenges. Adapt. What's the new environment you're talking about? What's this new environment you're referring to, ma'am? You mean people walking around? Didn't the dog see that in the shelter? The same people that exclusively are the ones that provide this thing with food and water, said to be man's best friend. They dare not challenge dogs. This is a rule. This is a religion. We all know what the deal is. This is a religion, and they will never question their God. Right? Backwards.
The White House. He has been receiving additional training, as well as spending some time in Delaware, where the environment is more familiar to him and he is more comfortable.
What? What are you talking about? What is wrong with what are you talking about? There ain't nothing wrong with the environment for nothing else. Living and breathing. Why are you making excuses for dogs? You telling us it go into a different environment, which is literally anything. Change of scenery. It can make it uncomfortable and it attacks people? No. Full stop. We need to talk about that. You understand? Yeah, we need to unpack that. This ain't no pet. Don't talk to me about how suitable these things are as pets. Literally anything else is more suitable as a pet. It'll start attacking people just because it's in a different environment. And again, what's the environment? People walking around? Stupid, dumb mutant been seeing people walking around its whole worthless life. This is the nuttery I'm talking about.
I don't have any additional specifics, but I think that speaks to where Major is located, to be fully transparent in your
She sounds exactly like one of the people involved in the smear campaign of Christi Noem. And I don't know. Now, people have come out and said a lot of crazy things. Some have claimed that she's actually a man and that there's some type of agenda behind having her as a running mate and all this kind of stuff. I don't know about any of that, and I don't care. What I see is someone willing or unwilling having their image, their public image, smeared. That's what I see. And they're doing it to show their loyalty to dogs. This is a country-wide participation type thing. They're showing their loyalty and love for dogs. Inside Edition uploaded this 2 days ago. 2 days ago. I want y'all to listen closely, please.
Christi Noem speaking out in her first TV interview about fatally shooting her dog because she says the animal was untrainable. Many say the revelation torpedoed her chances of being Donald Trump's running mate, but Noem is calling the controversy fake news.
Christi Noem is hitting back at the firestorm raging over her shooting her dog to death.
She attacked me, and it was a hard decision.
The South Dakota governor tells Sean Hannity she had to put her dog Cricket down after the animal ate the neighbor's chickens and tried to bite her.
And I had a choice between keeping my small children and other people safe or a dangerous animal, and I chose the safety of my children.
People, I don't take that statement lightly. I don't take that statement lightly. Why is there anybody attacking this lady? I'm just looking at her case, her argument. The nerve of these people to give her pushback. Nobody cares that you don't like that she used a shotgun. They're proven to be a painless death. One shot, shoot him in a certain place, it's accepted as euthanasia. It's oftentimes referred to as euthanasia. So stop with that. She put down, you heard what she said. Wait, let me let her finish. Let's finish this.
Noem first made the revelation in her new autobiography, No Going Back.
It was a dog that was extremely dangerous. It had come to us from a family who had found her way too aggressive. Sean, you know how the fake news works.
So she gave this dog a second chance. She was one of those people who the shelter was transparent. They were honest with her. Let her know about the dog's background, that the previous owners had trouble with the dog for aggression issues. And she said, I'd give him here. And then she turned around and told you, it's untrainable. She tried to have it trained, tried to give it a second chance. It's killing chickens. It tries to attack her. She has every right in the world to put it down. Would it have made it better if she would have taken it to a shelter and requested that it was euthanized? It was basically literally the same thing. That was a painless death that the dog experienced. This is, as a case, just like as a court case, as an argument, this sounds ridiculous to me. Just based on and the law and logic, she should not be attacked at all.
Extremely dangerous. It had come to us from a family who had found her way too aggressive. Sean, you know how the fake news works. They leave out some or most of the facts of a story. They put the worst spin on it.
Cricket was a wire-haired pointer like this one, bred for hunting birds. Social media is reacting swiftly to the interview. The all fake news excuse, goes one comment. She is blaming anything else but herself. Meanwhile, Donald Trump, who had reportedly been considering
Blame herself for what? For protecting her family? You expected her to bring that dog back around her family? Or to even expose herself to it? After it tried to attack her? What are y'all talking about? Y'all think you can just make emotional tirades and that's supposed to be a legit rebuttal? It don't work like that. Y'all not dealing with reality. And this is crazy, very Twilight Zone-ish. This is the last spin that we needed in this sector of YouTube. We was already in the Twilight Zone. This threw it for this a whole nother dimension.
Noem as a possible running mate was back in court today in the hush money case. He praised the way police have dealt with the campus turmoil.
They're incredible. They did a job at Columbia.
Okay.
And likewise.
That's enough of that. They're done talking about the dog anyways. Now let's go back to what she said. Doggone it. In 2 days, this video has over 61,000 views. I don't expect, well, none of us should have expected for this to even start, and definitely it should not continue at least after this interview. Like, what is wrong with y'all? So this is what they're saying. They're saying sacrifice no matter what. We don't care if the dog shows aggression. They're trying to set the culture, shape the culture, and instill nuttery into American values. They're signal boosting their own message because the media outlets that's defending her, they're not winning. The ones that are on her side or co-sign with her, if they're out there, they're not winning in the public narrative. The public narrative is the nutters. The nuttery is only losing over here and in other anti-dog platforms. But this is extremely demonic, if you ask me. Extremely demonic stuff. They're saying no matter what type of behavior, give your dog a chance. Try to train it more. Try something else. Even if it's killing chickens. Killing other living creatures. Dead. Train it more. Train it more. Train it more. Keep giving it a chance until it actually kills a human being. And even then, they bend over backwards, make sure these things are not put down. Several dogs that have killed people, they were not put down. This is madness. It's dog worship. Right? I associate this, well, I consider a possibility. There's a lot of sick stuff going on behind the scenes. There got to be some sick philosophies behind wanting to justify the continuation of something like this, a culture like this.
After the animal ate the neighbor's chickens and tried to bite her.
And I had a choice between keeping my small children and other people safe or a dangerous animal, and I chose the safety of my children.
Okay, dog lovers. What do you have to say in response to that? She should have done it anyways? Should have brought the dog back around her family and her neighbors anyways? What makes you think you're in the right for saying that? And that is what y'all saying. Saying she shouldn't have put it down. And if she would have taken to get it euthanized, y'all would still be whining and crying. How can you have that position in the argument and feel like you're in the right? It's just nothing but a bunch of ad hominem attacks, personal attacks, back to back to back. It's ridiculous.
South Dakota Governor Kristi.
Stop. Now, listen to this.
She killed the dog, which made Republicans, along with pretty much everybody on the left who already hated her, hate her. I mean,
no, you can't do that. Why did she kill the dog? Thousands of dogs are killed every single day. Euthanized. So you don't get to do that. You don't get to say, hey, you killed a dog, you're wrong. See, y'all, that's an emotional tirade. That's an emotional tirade. Y'all think y'all like little spoiled brats. Think you should have your way just because you're throwing a tantrum. It feels like we're dealing with kids. Very embarrassing. It would be nice if y'all would cut this out. It's not difficult to be a mature adult. An adult, period. You can still be kind of childish. We all like to laugh. But y'all, you practice being dumb and illogical.
Which made Republicans, along with pretty much everybody on the left who already hated her, hate her. I mean, that's like the one rule. Like, you don't hurt animals. Democrats and Republicans, like, we're at least still united on that. Like, don't engage in animal cruelty because you're a horrible piece of crap person. Again, we don't...
That was not animal cruelty. That was an acceptable way to execute livestock. Simple as that. It was not animal cruelty. He had a little tirade. And again, emotionless is everything is an emotional. You don't kill an animal. Animals are killed systematically. Where your food at? You know this guy is a huge meat eater. How you think that happens? How you think that all that meat end up in your stomach? Your big round stomach. Y'all get up here with these goofy little emotional tirades and you expect it to fly because you said it so well. It don't work like that. Look at them. Y'all gotta stop.
Still united on that? Like, don't engage in animal cruelty because you're a horrible piece of crap person. Again,
a horrible person for thinking about her family and her neighbors first. For putting her family and neighbors first. This is what I'm looking at, or this is what I'm seeing. All I'm saying is, can you just make the argument? Stop basing it or trying to win just because you say it loudly and with emotion. Lord, think just because you're a little funny, throw a little humor in there, it's just supposed to be? No.
Piece of crap person. Again, we don't agree on much between the left and right, but we can all agree on that, and that is like one of the few things that still binds us together. And Christi Noem violated that, and now she's kind of universally hated. But back to...
You're binded together, enabling these crazy, senseless killings and tortures. You create the environment necessary for these gruesome killings that take place. Y'all have nothing to brag about. You don't have anything respectable to refer to that comes out of dog culture. All you have is the presence of the dog. Just based on logic, you don't have nothing respectable coming from it. Nothing but excrement, urine, loud barking, threats, health threats, hazards, physical threats, possibility of being tortured to death. They prefer to attack those 13 and under, won't discriminate, will also attack infants. If y'all gonna speak highly of something, it better be something of higher quality than this, more respectable than this. Y'all simply lose arguments. Y'all built, your whole dog culture is built to get owned in arguments. This is why when I start taking calls, and I know a lot of you are going to be silly enough to call in with another emotional tirade. You're not going to have one argument. I don't care if it's a veterinarian, a trainer, or whatever you are. And I know y'all going to be itching to call in too. And you're all going to look dumb. This is going to be the most embarrassing panel, podcast, whatever you want to call it, interviews the world has ever seen. That's why I'm saying the young people, especially when they start hearing us own you all in a real dialogue, they're not going to want to be on your team. They're not going to want to be on a losing team. Horrible stuff. Now he's not done. He's not done.
Violated that, and now she's kind of universally hated. But back to the point of Trump's people not wanting her to be the...
That's all he had to say. Pretty ridiculous. There was also a horrible article in this. They're plentiful. These articles and news reports. I believe that they're like making an example out of her and letting the world know what they feel about dangerous dogs. Dogs that prove to be dangerous. It's like a signal to everyone, especially the shelters. You got an aggressive dog in your possession, keep trying. Conceal the history if you have to. Keep trying, keep giving it chances. What does that do? what does this whole message do? Increase the chances that dog attacks go up. That's the end result of this. Memo from South Dakota Governor Christi Noem, PR team, regarding her dog murdering. Dog murdering. What about the shelters? What about the cops who were forced to shoot dogs, to execute the exact same way Christi Noem did? It's been called a pandemic, referred to as a pandemic. Cops shooting dogs. What about that? Y'all not trying to cancel police departments. You're not trying to cancel police departments. You're not calling them evil day after day. See, y'all understand dangerous dogs get put down. That's a part of the culture too. Their aggression is that well established. The dogs being shot, that's part of the culture, because y'all shouldn't have them here in the first place. If they were like other normal animals, they wouldn't be getting shot. Most people don't like to see animals harmed. But these creatures are far more aggressive than natural animals. That's the problem. They are the problem. It's not Christi Noem. It's not the shelters that euthanize thousands of them every day that y'all say nothing about. It's not the cops that put them down every single day. So stop it. These are deranged, violent, bloodthirsty mutants. They are the worst living and breathing creatures this planet has ever held in its history that we know of. I saw some comments saying that there have been some other predators that have killed and, not eaten the victim. But where have you seen lions leave their territory and do that? Go into some other territory, kill, and just keep moving. The times I've seen natural predators kill and not leave and not feed on the carcass is when it's an intruder that threatens the cubs. I've seen them do that with hyenas and leopards, but they're making an example out of them. This is going to happen. You come into my territory. They'll kill them for that reason. Now, I'm just saying, as far as I'm aware, nothing behaves like dogs, and dogs are consistent with this. This is a pattern. Kill, 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 kill for sport. Notice how as soon as they have the opportunity to kill multiple victims, they do it in a way opposite to everything these trainers say. They leave their own territory, trespass in the livestock territory, kill multiple, don't feed on them, and then leave. They're just killers, period. Y'all spend a lot of money and time trying to rectify and control their desire to kill. And that is immoral. So many things immoral about this dog culture. You need a list every time. I haven't even done that really yet. These things got several mutations and deformities. And their nervous system is deformed as well. And you see it in many of their afflictions. They have more neurological problems than any other animal. I was watching the video from the dodo the other day. This mutt with only 2 legs, 2 hind legs. These mutants be born with 3 heads, 5 legs, coming out shaking, jumping, flip-flopping like scrambled eggs across the ground. All because they're mutants. Y'all think it's cute, you're laughing, and they are aggressive. It's all get up, completely out of control. Anything willing and able to mutilate, torture, and kill your flipping a newborn or flipping toddlers, and they prefer to attack them. Over half your attacks against that demographic. Y'all have no argument. It's as simple as that. You're talking about safety here. It's all about laws, logic, and all that kind of stuff. Y'all don't like to deal with that. Don't like to deal with numbers. Don't like to deal with facts. Okay? Really got no patience, no time for y'all's nonsense over here. And it's going to be sad. It's going to be sad when I invite y'all. Because the primary people we're going to be talking to is going to be other dog critics. I can see that coming. Y'all gonna just want to do stuff like this. Be in spaces where you're on your own news platform, spew a bunch of goofy nonsense, and close the door to be questioned. You're not going to have anybody question. You're not going to answer no questions. I'm going to leave. You can ask me questions right now. Any one of you. Anyway, you can ask me and I'll answer your questions right now. Y'all don't want that type of dialogue. So it's sad how goofy y'all looking. An 85-year-old woman walking a dog was killed by an 11-foot alligator in Florida. Now, this alligator first attacked the dog. They shared that much information. It attacked the dog first. What do y'all think happened after that? You reckon an 85-year-old woman supermaned through the air and launched herself upon this giant alligator? I wouldn't doubt it. Otherwise, how'd she become the victim? Really crazy. Now you read this thing and they point out that the alligator actually attacked the dog. And that's always the case for the most part. Most natural animals, when you hear about them attacking someone, they're almost always with a dog somewhere. And you realize it was them trying to save the dog. Is what got them killed. She was walking beside a canal in Spanish Lakes Fairway near Fort Pierce when a huge creature attacked her dog. This nuttery is so powerful, even if you're 85 years old, need a cane to get around, and you facing an alligator, some of them are willing to take on that alligator. Because I don't believe many of them have it in them to see their dog get eaten by alligator or say like a bear and just not do nothing. Chop it up as a loss and walk away. Most of them don't have it in them. They're going to step to it. They're going to scream. They're going to go after it or something. Hey, my dog, because they humanized it. In their mind, it's like a 2-year-old. Make it more likely that they'll end up dying for it, committing suicide. It really is insane at this point. Listen, awareness to dog culture is here. Don't keep ignoring us all you want. People are always fascinated when they find out how wrong a large group is. That never dies. That's what I've been trying to tell y'all. Get out of this dog culture. Take your worthless mutt to a shelter today. Get rid of it. At least get rid of it. But you need to request to have it put down. Have it put down. Even if it's, you take your pick. Health reasons, safety reasons, or you just don't want to sound ignorant in public. You don't want to confront dog critics in public. That'd be one of the worst experiences of your life. Okay? I actually take a harmless approach. People refer to me as aggressive, but I'm rather gentle, but I'm direct. I'm direct, and people don't like that, but I don't care what you don't like. I don't care if people don't like it. And speaking of that, listen to this. Speaking of that, listen to this.
Analytic ability to divine the tea leaves.
No. Listen to this. Speaking of this, and I want you dog lovers to listen to this and listen well. I am not this dude. Okay? Listen to this. I got to tell y'all something.
Always seem to be something you really have an issue with. So it's funny that my delivery interesting to me.
Whoa.
What's interesting to me, correct. But you know what's interesting to me? So it's funny that my delivery seems to be a problem because I'm just direct. But you know what's interesting to me?
Now, my argument that the smartest thing to do is to manually drive dogs into extinction. A lot of people view that as, evil and stuff like that, over the top. But it's actually just being direct and saying in plain words what should be done. Something that's only having a negative impact on your existence and no positive impact on your existence at all, only negative. And the negative you're talking about is permanent scarring, lifetime scars, mutilations, and deaths on top of the health threats. Listen, it's the smartest thing to do. It is what it is. It's just being direct. You can call it radical all you want. You can't disprove it. You can't prove that it'll work against us to get rid of dogs. Dog lovers, be honest with yourselves. You can't prove that.
What's interesting to me is you can have somebody like this who's made an entire career on being rude, being direct, entire career. And people thrive to him a lot, but he's a white man, so he's allowed full emotional expression. I'm a black man. I'm man not. I can only have the emotional expression that you deem appropriate as a black woman to a black man. And if I step out of line, I must be destroyed or diminished and called gay. I'm not. So I need that to be clear. So anytime you hear a black man or black woman throwing shade, it's not an insult. It's not a sneak diss. It's an outright lie. And we seem to have no problem saying that. But you know what? You worry so much about black women. What about my black mother? What about the people in my family who have to hear you call me all kinds of, can't wait till his gay exposed tape? No, it's not going to happen. And if you think I'm going to jump up and have to show you a bunch of women, you're not going to see my private life, because I see what happens to people when they put their private life out with a message that goes against the grain in some areas. My message doesn't go against the grain everywhere. But when you're Simon Cowell, you can be direct as a white man. You know, that's all right for you. You can actually build a career and people actually want to see you because you're that. That's okay. When you're Gordon Ramsay, you can call people stupid. You can call them stupid little monkeys. You can curse them out and get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different shows. People love to see Gordon Ramsay go off, but he's a white man.
Now listen.
Yeah, but you know, black men do it. Oh,
listen. This won't work on me. Nutters, I'm trying to be direct. Okay? These things are hideous. You understand that. It's nothing you can say to try to guilt shame me into not being direct. These creatures are an abomination upon this earth. And I believe deep down you all know it. But you're emotionally attached to these things. You're emotionally attached. You have your identity wrapped up in them. Ultimately, I believe many of you are seeking acceptance from other people. Many of that has a lot to do with nuttery. Why don't you just cut out the dog? Cut out the dog. Dog culture deserves this type of this level of pushback, direct and all. I'm not calling you stupid little monkeys. I would never call dog lovers that. When I log off, I enjoy dog lovers. They're still the people in society that we have to deal with. Many of you know I appreciate a lot of things that they do, a lot of their talents. I even talk about a lot of their talents. But if I have to be honest with you, I would like to see all of you get help. Because it sounds like a large part of it has to do with like a social thing. It's part of, even with the identity. Like if your identity is wrapped up, that's a social thing. It's like, why? Let's get down to the root of it all. This is not going to end well. Y'all having narratives this strong about dangerous dogs is not going to end well, and you all know it. This has been so serious that the very next attack should be blamed on everybody that has come out and said something. This lady right here included. To be as dismissive of a dog that attacked 21 times, and you just heard him tell how often this thing was attacking people, for you to still chalk that up as the dog getting used to a new environment, that is disgust. That is exactly what people do that end up getting other people attacked, their neighbors or somebody in their own family. And really, that's gone beyond. They usually don't even get this far before they seriously hurt somebody. They were up in the White House with this dog that Joe Biden owned, just making a mockery out of people's lives. A mockery. Minimizing the dangerousness of dog bites in general. Again, one of the biggest threats about being bitten by a dog is the diseases transferred. Dogs have the worst, most bacteria infested saliva of all that I'm aware of. It don't get no worse than the saliva of a dog. All it got to do is nip you. This happened to 24 government workers, Secret Service agents. That's the biggest minimizing I've heard of in a long time. You would think people like this would get respect in the White House. You would think people like Secret Service agents who protect the president's life to get more respect than that. And they went out of their way to let the world know dogs can do whatever they want. That's what we're looking at right now. That's what they're trying to establish. No behavior from a dog should be, we should be willing to tolerate any behavior displayed by a dog, as long as it don't kill you dead. Right? As long as it don't kill you dead, as long as it don't leave you like Jacqueline Duran. It can bite, nip. Y'all remember that dog bite I shared where it started off as 2 puncture holes and his whole hand ended up swelling up. That we've seen that a few times. Their whole hand, whole leg will expand, get 3-4 times bigger. And it's all from that saliva, exposing them to even sepsis. Sepsis. And she dismissed it the way that she did. That was crazy to me. I'm going to play this one more time.
Yesterday, the conservative transparency group, Judicial Watch, released Secret Service records on dog bites involving the first dog, Major. One email said that Secret Service agents were bitten every single day for 8 days from March 1st to March 8th.
Every day for 8 days. That's abusive. That's abusive. They didn't have to even tolerate that. You're supposed to be promised to a safe work environment. See, let's continue.
And that a White House visitor was as well. At a March 9th briefing, you only described one biting incident to us and described the dogs as being ferreted, whisked back to Delaware on a pre-planned trip to visit family friends.
See, even on the presidential level, just always give dogs a little pardon. No, just a dog. Lunatics. These things killing people dead, killing everybody dead.
Obviously, that is not the world's most important story, but it is significant because we expect honest information even for minor stories. So can you...
Didn't it? I mean, the journalist was doing good until he himself referred to it as a minor story. This ain't no minor story. Lord, see how lost the word is? He's coming off as somebody who's trying to bring up the importance of it. Didn't himself call it a minor. No, man, what are you talking about?
Explain to us why there was some kind of misleading account presented to us, and if we can't get honest information about minor stories, why should we have faith in the administration's account for larger issues like Afghanistan?
I know you do keep the dog in the news in the briefing room, so thank you for that. As we've stated previously, Major has had some challenges.
See, I know you do keep the dog in the news. As if, oh, you're petty. You're petty for reporting on something that the dog does. Oh, there's no need to do that. How could you say something like that? That she was being condescending with that statement. Yeah, keep the dog in the news. We're risking people's lives.
Adjusting to life in the White House. He has been receiving
what life, dumb mutant. He's not seeing nothing it's never seen before in that White House. New walls, who care? They ain't seen people. It's attacking people. Tell me you ain't never seen people. What's wrong with you? What are you even talking about? What new life? Dog ain't doing nothing new. So what? It's in a different room. It's attacking people. Don't tell me it's never seen people. What are you even talking about? This is what I'm talking about. Goofy brainlessness. Everybody is getting more and more goofy. And, man, oh my goodness. Yeah, social media ain't helping. People cooped up in the house. I feel sorry for some of these single women who can't find a man. They say they're single and single and single, and after being single for so long, they start doing desperate things for attention and making an absolute fool of themselves. People, we're regressing. And this is not good.
Additional training, as well as spending some time.
Additional training. Wow. This is the highest level. He's talking about the president. Oh, even the president. If he has a dog, well, you just got to accept. Getting attacked, just got to accept it. I would have refused to even work in there. I mean, that's not a safe work environment. What were they thinking? Don't the laws apply in Washington, D.C.? I thought everybody was promised a safe work environment. I thought that was the law. And they just said, okay, spit on the law. Even if it's not the case in Washington, D.C., that's the case in the rest of the country. Why wouldn't you respect that for Secret Service agents? They're telling the world dogs are free to run amok. They can do no wrong. No matter what they do, never look at them as the enemy, as something that needs to be removed from society. Don't even talk about it. And really don't even, question their presence. Don't even question their presence. No, I'm not going down that rabbit hole with these people. Yeah, that's a good idea. Shout out to everybody able to join me for this live stream. And I hope you can join me on the next as we continue with this crusade.